What up, y'all? DCFAYGOGUY. Today we are going to be reviewing Whitney Peyton's brand new album, The Audacity, dropped a few weeks ago. Now, honestly, I've never listened to any Whitney Peyton aside from the track she had on DJ Clay's A World Upside Down mixtape. Basically, the last one he ever dropped on Psychopathic back in 2013. She had a song on there called Ferris Wheel. And I never hated that song. It honestly never really stood out to me, though. I mean, I thought she did fine on that track, but I've never gone and checked her out since that time, ever. Obviously, this year, we're trying to make it more about listening to underground artists, and I had seen she had this new album coming out. She ended up having to postpone the album, and to kind of make it up, she put out a single featuring C-Mob, and I actually was going to do a reaction to that video, but I never did. Just didn't get the time to sit down and do it. And I had that thought of like, oh, well, since this is the new release date, on release date, I was going to do my reaction for that song, but ultimately just ended up listening to the album, so that reaction never came out. Obviously, I've dropped 2 reviews this year for C-Mob's albums, Lazarus Pit and The Devil and Dickies. Fan-fucking-tastic albums. He's a great fucking rapper, and he's local to my area, which is dope. So that like immediately caught my attention. You know, obviously I've been kind of like sticking my head under the dirt and just looking around a little bit more, and basically been using Beneath the Dirt as my like source. Like if he's talking about an artist that kind of strikes my interest, I'm going and considering giving them a listen. It's what I've done with Gruesome, and you know, I'm discovering some music that I really fucking love, and some of it's shit that I've been sleeping on, and one of them has been Whitney Peyton. On the day of release, her album wasn't available on Apple Music for hours, so I went and listened to her previous album. I think it's called Iridescent. I think is how you say that word. I don't know. I enjoyed that album, and I'm like, yo, she's fucking dope. She got some fucking skill. And listening to that album, and then listening to The Audacity when it came out, I mean, I didn't realize that Whitney Peyton has blown up the way that she has. Like, the features that she's got, the people she's rubbing elbows and working with, I'm like, yo, Whitney Peyton's been killing it. Like, she's been working with fucking King ISO, she's been working with Ritz, she's done some shit with C-Mob, she's done some shit. You know, there's a lot of dope artists that have made names for themselves in the underground and out of the underground, and I'm like, yo, she's killing it. Didn't fucking realize that she's been killing it. So I'm super glad that I checked this fucking album out. I think it's dope. Let's stop rambling on. I did scoop up a physical copy of this album because I want to support. And unfortunately, it's been signed on the front. If you guys know me, I'm big about fucking artwork, and when artists do autographs for their pre-orders, I don't hate it, but it like breaks my heart when it's on the front because I love seeing the artwork, and I think this album cover is fucking dope. You know, she just fucking beheaded, like those are chess pieces behind her, and if you look close enough, standing right next to her is the king, and there's the head that she just chopped off with this fucking sword. And I've heard some people make references that made jokes that why does Whitney Peyton look like Cloud from Final Fantasy VII? And I thought that was hilarious. That was a great like callback for me because I fucking love that game. But I think this artwork is fucking dope, and it's sad to see that autograph there because like I don't mind autographs, but I'd rather them be somewhere besides on the front and, you know, taking away from the artwork. So we will open it up inside. There you have pictures that are of her and fans and just a bunch of fans. I think I've spotted her in a few of these, like her with fans, like right there's one, but primarily this is like pictures of all of her fans. Pretty basic looking CD. This fucking digipack, like both times that I tried to take this out was like that. Fairly basic looking CD, which I don't really care if the CD looks amazing or not. Close up of her wearing this, like, what is that mask? What do they call that mask? I think she was wearing it in the artwork for Iridescent as well, if I'm remembering correctly. But rocking that blue hair. Honestly, I could see some people mistaking her for Blase Rose. Don't ever do that. Not to talk shit on Blase, but I feel like Whitney Peyton's on a whole other fucking level than Blase Rose is. Flip it over to the back. turn it over to the back, I should say. There you see some more artwork from fans and of fans, which is fucking dope. And I hope y'all can see this. I will do what I can to zoom this in a little bit. Oh, beautiful, beautiful work, my guy. With the track list, which is Give It Gas.
Even as a minor, I was thinking major. Back in the day, back in my feelings, I'm back in my ways. Cracking the ceiling, they asking my name. I'm a long way from the place where I came.
Ding Dong.
Let me in. Ding dong. Yo, they don't wanna let me in. Ding dong. Made my own party, they didn't wanna let me in. Take a roundhouse kick to your chinny chin chin. I can make it rainbows.
Suck It Up.
The worst is all in your head. You better suck it up.
Chest out, I don't really wanna hear you depress pout. Never giving up is the best route. Push through it even when you're stressed out.
Don't Even Ask.
Stroke the matches, going batshit like I'm dosing acid. And still I'm blasting through the smoke and ashes. Everybody know my name so they don't even ask. I'm doing good, I'm doing.
Out of My System.
I'll call you again. Why do I do this? It's all in my head. Stabbed in the back, you can stab me again. And as I lay dying, I love you to death. I want you out of my system. I don't know what it is about you lately.
Slippin'.
We could spot a red flag from a mile out. Used to get up in my feels, I just smile. They ain't never gonna catch me slipping, slipping. If the vibes ain't right, then I'm dipping.
Over and Over.
A song between the bed sheets is playing over and over. Yo, give me your worst, I think I deserve it.
Bad Bitch.
I can do it on my own, cause I'm a bad broad, blowing trees while I branch out, stand out. All the shady bitches wanna stand out. Dirt.
On My Way to PHX.
That's the California way. Smoke it, sell it, we do it every day.
I've been around the world and there's no place like it. So when I come home, I need flashlights
And Give It Gas Remix.
Bitch, I made it well like a skill I'm building, and they just jump when they talk like Chris and Charlie. 10% your statements, come tell them, Whitney.
Back in the day, back in my feelings, I'm back in my ways. Cracking the ceiling, they asking my name. I'm a
Now this album right here, I went in with zero expectations. I didn't have expectations of hating it. I didn't have expectations of loving it. I went in just purely to listen to it. And this album was just, to me, was fucking dope. 11. Peyton shoutouts. There's another track on here. See, I've been listening on Apple Music. A lot of people have been calling me out on my A La Zuliloo reviews because I haven't been talking about the bonus tracks. So I listen to everything digital. I scoop CDs up to support the artist because they make more money through that than me streaming. And I never really rip them to my iTunes anymore because I don't need to, because if Apple Music has it, obviously the album's already there. But when they throw in cool shit like that, I don't know about it sometimes until I do my fucking reviews. Like, there were some of those bonus skits and tracks on the AXE albums I didn't know about until I did my review, because obviously I have to, rip the music from my CD then into my editor, and that's when I realized, oh, there's a bonus track here. So there's a bonus track on this. I didn't even know it. It's shout out. So I'm curious now to go listen to that after I do this review. For me, standout tracks on this album, and it's a little bit tough because there's some really dope ones on here. Suck It Up, definitely on there. Ding Dong is on there. I've seen a lot of people talk a lot of praise. The homie Keezy from Deck One Dealt really loves that song, and Whitney killed it on that one too. Out of My System, I like. Slippin', I could go through here and name. I've got to give tops, right? So this is a shorter album. It's only 10 tracks. Should I do 3 or should I do 5? I'll do 5. Fuck it, I'll do 5. So Ding Dong, Suck It Up, Out of My System, Slippin', and this is where it gets tough though. This is where it gets tough. Because I really like Over and Over. But I also like on my way to PHX. I like her verse and I like the beat. I really don't care for the second verse. I don't know who that is on the second verse, but I did not like the way they went over the beat, and that's a big thing for me. Like, how you flow over beat is like a lot to me. The guy had good wordplay, but he was just not going with that beat, and I'm like, this beat's fire, and you're stumbling on it, dude. I think I'm gonna give it to Over and Over because I really like that one. So out of the 5 tracks, I have to give it to Suck It Up because that that's a really good song there. You're basically told all your life to just suck it up. But I feel like this song has like a little bit of a double meaning. Like suck it up just doesn't work. Like you suck it up and you kind of bottle your emotions, and then you start dealing with depression and shit. And if there's nobody checking in on you, it leads to poor mental health. And that's something that like in there, C-Mob gives a fucking shout out to the real lyricists that are actually like trying to talk about mental health, because they go through it, not just putting on that fucking front to make, they're not just faking it to make money. Like they're actually going through it, so they're talking about it. And in there he gives a shout out to King ISO, because that's, mental health is a big part of King ISO and his music. ISO stands for I Shall Overcome, which I thought was really fucking dope. But Suck It Up was a really good one. Obviously there's a little bit of bias going into that, because I really like C-Mob. Like I like C-Mob a lot. He fucking kills shit. And that just was a really good song. Honestly, to be completely honest with you, I feel like King ISO was on the wrong song with this album. He's on the remix for Give It Gas. I feel like he should have been on Suck It Up. Maybe even if he was on both tracks. Suck It Up feels like such a short song. I would love it if it was longer and we had a verse from King ISO. That shit would be dope. So like a remix, not like a full-on remix where the beat's different. Like it's the same song but has an added verse would be fucking dope to me. But yeah, I would have loved to have heard that. I was kind of, I felt, that would have been a good setup too, with C-Mob saying big ups to ISO. It was like, yeah, that would have been like totally setting it up for King ISO coming on the last verse and fucking spike that into the ground, and we would have had a fucking amazing track, which it's still amazing without him, but you know what I mean. But yeah, those are my standout tracks. That is my favorite track. We got to zoom this bad boy back out just a little bit there. Fucking A. I'm loving my new setup. How are you guys feeling about the new setup? Leave that thought down below. But anyway, there you guys go. That is The Audacity by Whitney Peyton. Fucking great album. I've been sleeping on another artist, and I don't even know where to get a physical copy of her previous album. Not the collab album she did. There's one she did with another artist, another female artist. But one thing I wanted to talk about. I didn't even talk about it. Hang on. Let's not wrap this up just yet. One thing I want to talk about here on the song Bad Bitch. Now, one thing about Whitney Peyton that to me made her really stand out is this song's talk about being a bad bitch, right? And the first verse is from her, what's her name? Melissa Marie. Melissa Marie comes in as just talking about being rich, she has a man in the States and a man overseas. Like, she's just talking about being a bad bitch like that, right? I couldn't really relate with that. But what I could really relate with was when Whitney Peyton comes in and is talking about how she went from being broke to doing the Warped Tour. So she's talking about how she's always in the kitchen making a plan and making sure that those come to fruition. So she's talking about being a bad bitch, like, I'm making my own fucking path and carving my own way, doing it myself with, like, I'm being a bad bitch. I don't need a man to help me. I can do it on my own, which is prideful. And I thought that was really fucking dope. It wasn't like, I don't want it to come and sound like I'm saying that she's saying that men suck. Don't construe my words at all. I'm just saying that she went in there and was talking about how she's where she's at now because of her own, like, work ethic. And she's successful now because of her own work ethic. And that to me is, like, really, really dope. Really fucking cool. So, anyway, tell me down below what you guys think of The Audacity. If you have heard it, if you have not heard it, go give the album a listen. Come back and tell me what you guys think later. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time.